Hey gang, this is going to be a quick video about dangerous, unrealistic expectations. And what I mean by that is the Orion RXB 250 is not a motocross bike. And I have kind of perpetuated that it is by putting out videos there that show me, and I have told people that mostly what I have done is ridden on motocross tracks. While that is true, it's more for me to prove durability to you, the people who are watching the videos looking to buy these bikes. The worst you could do to a motocross to a bike is to take it out on a motocross track, because it's getting multiple uses of suspension and hard driving use on the engine. It's putting a lot of power, a lot of drain on the engine to do a motocross track. So I don't want people to buy this bike thinking that it is a replacement for their CR, KX, YZ, RM motocrosser. You know, going up from, like, let's say you were going to go up from an 80 and you wanted to, you know, look at this as a replacement. You would be disappointed. This is not that. And I think it's dangerous for people to buy a bike like this and then bash it because they had unrealistic expectations in the first place. I've been seeing some comments that's been coming across my page, some people directly talking to me, you know, saying, well, why don't you get a real bike? Or, is that a real bike? This is a full-size bike, but it's a trail bike, or quote-unquote a real dirt bike and not a motocrosser. So having the expectation of this being a motocross bike will just lead to disappointment for yourselves and for others who are out here trying to promote this type of bike and get it out there. What this is a direct replacement, in my humble opinion, for a Honda CRF 230. And for all those people that have Honda CRF 230s out there and always said, well, you know, man, it would be so much better if it had a little bit more power and if it had a little bit more better suspension, if it was a full-size bike. This is your answer. And this is what this bike is. A full-size Honda CRF 230 clone, if you will. The engine is 223 cc's. We've kind of nailed that down. Has a 65.5 inch bore is what we believe it to be in stock form right now. That hasn't been nailed down yet, but kind of what we believe it to be. Overhead cam, 2 valve. It's going to be making somewhere between 18 and 20 horsepower. The Chinese are they're very flaky about their horsepower ratings, let's just say that. And this thing has been claimed to be somewhere between 18 and 20. I think it's higher. I think it's on the higher end of that. Just, you know, seat of the pants type feel of it, but we'll go with that, somewhere between 18 and 20. So it's not a horsepower king. And then suspension-wise, though, this is a full-frame bike, on par with what a motocross bike is. It's not made with the same materials. It's much heavier, but it is a steel frame and steel swing arm. That costs you weight, but it's based on the same specs of like a YZ 125 or a KTM 125 or a KTM 250 height-wise. I've put my bike up against other people's bikes just to see if it was in that ballpark. It may be just a little bit shorter than that, but wheelbase, height, handlebar width, you know, that's the size that it is. Suspension-wise, this is older technology revamped by the Chinese. And while totally capable, especially on the track and trails, for motocross, you're going to be severely disappointed. I've tried my best to get it to work just in stock form. I have had the fluid changed out, but without bottoming, and I can't get it to not bottom. It will bottom. If you hit a big gap, it's going to bottom. If you're an old guy like me, you don't do too many of those big gaps in a lap anyways. So for motocross, like how I've been riding it, I don't want to give people the wrong impression. I can't do every obstacle on a course, and I'm not going to try to do every obstacle on a course anymore. Those days are behind me. But while not a motocrosser, it's definitely capable for a track day. As long as you're not in somebody's way and you're having a good time, you know, that's the motto that I live by. But I don't want people buying the bike and have unrealistic expectations. I think that's dangerous. I think it's bad for business. While I don't work for Orion or anything, I'm just a purchaser of their product. I think that if people were buying it with that intent, that they would just be totally disappointed. It's just not that for anybody. Even if you're really lightweight, you're not going to go out there and rip it like a CRF 250R would. You're way down on horsepower, way down. Even on suspension, components are so much better. But just as a track and trail bike, you know, I'm going to use that word, kind of try to go forward. I'm going to start using the word trail bike more so than dirt bike or motocrosser, because I think that gives people the wrong impression. But so just a quick video. Like and subscribe if I'm doing a good job and you'd like to see more videos on this bike.